With the Philadelphia Eagles season about to start, I have so many thoughts for this football team, so I put together some bold hot takes going into 2023. I'm going to share those, but we're also going to relay some hot takes from our subscribers. And today's show wouldn't be made possible if it wasn't for Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/chat. Use the promo code chat for that deal to apply. We'll expand on Manscaped coming up here in just a little while. So hot take number one. Let's start with Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to air it out. Brian Johnson's going to call more pass plays, and they're going to run Jalen Hurts just a little bit less. But also with Jalen Hurts, I think that he's going to take that next step as a passer. He's going to throw for more than 4,000 yards, and he's going to throw for more than 30 touchdowns. And this year could be better than his campaign last year when he was runner-up to Patrick Mahomes for the NFL MVP. You look at his numbers here. He did throw for 3,700 yards and 22 touchdowns. So I think he throws for more than 4,000, and then he increases his touchdowns through the air to 30. That would be 8 more touchdowns through the air for Jalen Hurts, and the completion percentage, it stays around that same number. I'm not saying that he's not going to be successful running the football, because I still think he's capable for accounting for 40 to 50 touchdowns, especially with the workload on the ground and the QB sneak play that the Eagles like to run. I'm just saying that as he enters year 4, this year will be the best year for Jalen Hurts in chucking the rock. Hot take number 2. The top dogs in the NFC are going to be the same top dogs that we saw last year in the NFC Championship game when the Philadelphia Eagles throttled San Francisco. Yes, I was wrong on my prediction. Some of you will never get over that, and that's fine. But the Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the NFC, and I think they're going to remain that and get back to the Super Bowl. But I think these are the 2 top teams in the NFC. Then there's a big gap to that third team. Because who is it? Dallas Cowboys, no chance. They never come up big in a big spot. Detroit Lions, the Minnesota Vikings won 11 games by 1 score or less last year. There's no way that translates because it's simply not sustainable. Is it going to be a surprise team? I think it's Philadelphia, San Francisco, then everybody else rematch in the NFC Championship game come the end of January. And these 2 teams are evenly matched, right? The Eagles' position ranks according to Sharp Football Analysis. Quarterback, 4. Offensive line, 1st. Running backs, 15th. Wide receivers, 1st. Front 7, 3rd. Secondary, 7th. Head coach, 4th. The 2022 team health for Philadelphia, 3rd. This year, no back-to-back practice days. They go practice walkthrough so that hopefully they can stay healthy once again. So that's the Eagles' positional rankings. As for San Francisco, Philadelphia does have the edge in several categories here, like in quarterbacks and offensive line. But the Niners, led by Christian McCaffrey, rank 1st for running backs, 3rd for wide receivers, so it's very close there. Their front 7, a tick better than Philadelphia, although I think that the Eagles are deeper along that defensive line. But when you have Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, you get the edge with those linebackers. Secondary 12th, so once again close. And you know what's funny? Head coach 4th. Kyle Shanahan, Nick Sirianni, both tied here per Sharp Football Analysis. Their 2022 team health, 24th. If both teams stay healthy, we have a rematch in the NFC Championship game. That's another hot take for you. So who's better? PHI for the Eagles, SF for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going Philly here because they were dominant in that matchup last year. To DeVonta Smith, I think he leads the Eagles in receiving yards this year. So it's going to be DeVonta Smith, not A.J. Brown, who has the most receiving yards for Philadelphia here in 2023, although both of them are certainly capable of surpassing 1,000 yards. Smitty's first 2 years, he has been awesome. Howie Roseman has been able to make up for drafting Jalen Reagor by taking DeVonta Smith and trading for A.J. Brown. He deserves credit for that as a rookie. He comes in after winning the Heisman, 104 targets, 64 catches, 916 yards, 5 touchdowns, average yards per catch, 14.3. We knew that the workload was going to increase in year 2. It did, and so did the production. 136 targets, 95 catches, a single season record for Smitty, 1,100 yards, almost 1,200, 7 touchdowns. What's special, tongue twister, about DeVonta Smith, what's special about Smitty, say that 10 times fast, really crisp route runner, great footwork, very reliable hands. He's slippery in the open field. He has versatility to play outside or inside. The sideline catches are really impressive and elite. He oftentimes plays bigger than his size. I think he has great body control, which is a really impressive attribute. He plays much bigger than that frame of 6 foot, as he's a little bit slight and skinny. That's why they call him Skinny Batman. He excels with contested catches, which is a rare skill. Love the ball skills there. And I also am a huge fan of his personality, his demeanor, and his work ethic. Now, I'm going through my hot takes for Philadelphia here. What is your hottest take for the Eagles? Get spicy down in the comment section right now. Now let's go to tight end. I think that Dallas Goedert goes off. He sets a career high for receiving yards. His career high as of right now, 830 yards in 2020. I think he gets better than that this year. The Eagles realize we have to get better in the red zone. We have to use this guy more in this offense because he's a legitimate weapon. His numbers are never going to be like Travis Kelce's because he's more of an all-around tight end than Travis Kelce, and his duties are to catch the football and to block, right? But this year, he's better in the pass game. As for the rookies, I think that Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith combined for 10 sacks. Let's say it's 5 each. Let's say it's 6-4. Either way, if you get 10 sacks from your 2 rookie first-round picks with a lot of quarterback pressures and they're disruptive along that defensive line, that's a win. It goes down as a successful rookie season for both of them. Haason Reddick, he will win Defensive Player of the Year. He had 16 sacks last year. That earned him second-team All-Pro honors, and he actually finished top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting. He did not get any first-place votes, but he was inside that top 5. Nick Bosa did win Defensive Player of the Year for San Francisco. Micah Parsons, who clearly wants to be an Eagle, wink, wink, of the Dallas Cowboys, finished second. Chris Jones, maybe a contractual situation playing out in Kansas City last year, though. Best defensive tackle in the game, in my opinion. He was third. Then you have Haason Reddick and Myles Garrett rounding out this list. Now let's talk some running backs here. Or running back, singular, not plural, because we're talking about one dude. DeAndre Swift. He moves swiftly here in 2023 in his return to his home city of Philadelphia, where he grew up. He played high school football at St. Joe's Prep. He has a career year, and he finishes top 5 among all running backs in all-purpose yards. Last year, he led all running backs in yards per touch, but as you can see, the workload's somewhat limited. He did play 14 games. Injuries and durability have always been a concern for him. It hasn't resulted in him missing a lot of time. A combined 6 games missed, year 1, year 2, and then he missed 3 games last year. But when you get this guy the football, good things happen. And he is a very special playmaker, running it in between the tackles, out to the edge, but also catching the football as well. And what have the Eagles always done well, especially during my lifetime? Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy, Miles Sanders. Any running backs they really have, what do they like to do in the pass game? They like to throw the ball to running backs on screens, on wheel routes, out of the backfield. Even Kenneth Gainwell has that ability. Swift can excel in that area. On the other side, we're going to get to your Philadelphia Eagles hot takes from all of our loyal subscribers. But first, shout out today's sponsor, Manscaped, for making our program possible today. 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com/chat. Promo code chat for that deal to apply. That link is hanging out in the comment section and in the description of this video. Want to tell you about the Performance Package 4.0. It has everything that you need this summer. Now, it's Eagles fans' hope that Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith are going to ball out as rookies this year. It's our hope on Philadelphia Eagles now that your ball hairs are trimmed up. And you can take care of that with Manscaped. The Performance Package 4.0. It gives you the Lawnmower 4.0 Blazer. It gives you the nose hair trimmer, the crop preserver, ball deodorant, the boxer briefs. It also, if you get it, comes with a free travel case. I like to travel a lot. Being able to see different parts of the world and country is certainly a hobby of mine, and being able to throw all of these things in that travel case is a win as well. You're hanging out by the pool a lot throughout the summer, right? You don't want to be that hairy dude who you get in the pool and everybody's like, chill, boss. Stay away from me, especially when you're chopping it up with a significant other. Manscaped. We'll have you looking good. We'll have you tidied up. Manscaped.com/chat. Promo code chat. Now to your Eagles hot takes here. Dr. Finkel starts us off. Philadelphia Eagles going to beat the New York Jets in the Super Bowl. I have to give a shout out here to Aaron Rodgers. Takes a big pay cut. Now the Jets might be able to sign Dalvin Cook with that allocated money there. They have a pretty good team. Garrett Wilson did limp off the practice field this week at training camp. But I think that the New York Jets, this is the best opportunity that they've had to actually be a legit football team in a really, really long time. They have a good defense, and that defense was good last year. If they got competent, and I'm just talking competent quarterback play, they could have made the playoffs. But Zach Wilson, he shit the bed. Joe Flacco was getting snaps. They didn't have any stability at that quarterback position with anybody else who came in there. And it was a problem. They had skill players. They had running backs. Breece Hall before he tore that ACL. They had a really good defense. Coaching staff wasn't horrible. They just didn't have any stability at that quarterback spot. Flipping the bird, 85 with the $20 donation. Thank you, brother. Hot take. Howie Roseman will trade Derek Barnett and a 2024 fourth-round pick for Budda Baker straight up before the preseason. I think that you have to add a lot more in that trade package to get Budda Baker. By the way, he just got a pay upgrade with Arizona as of Thursday. So I think that's an indication that the Eagles aren't going to be able to afford him, that the Arizona Cardinals are. And either way, Derek Barnett, who's kind of been disappointing as a first-round pick, he's not enough to move the needle. I don't think a 2024 fourth-round pick is going to move the needle either. I would love the trade for Budda Baker because I'm a big Budda Baker fan, but I don't think it happens. But I love the hot take right there. Ride the Bench podcast. Hey, give them a listen. I might have to after the show now that you chimed into the program here. Hot take. Josh Sweat leads the team with 15 sacks. Look, Josh Sweat's coming off a career year, and what a find he's been for the Eagles. So coming out of high school, he was one of the most highly touted high school recruits. He goes to Florida State, but knee issues really did derail his high school and college career to a certain degree. But his growth and his development and the impact that he's had as a fourth-round pick in 2018 has been profound. 0 sacks his first year. Then it goes up to 4 in year 2, 6 in year 3, 7.5 in year 4. He was a Pro Bowler that year. Then he had 11 sacks last year for an Eagles team that had 70 sacks as a team. So Josh Sweat, he's gotten better and better and better each year. Ride the Bench podcast might be onto something because if that progression continues, he should have more than 11 sacks, and this defensive line is still going to be a very, very dominant unit, even without Javon Hargrave. And what a great deal for Howie Roseman to envision the player that Sweat was going to become because they gave him that contract extension at this point a couple of years ago. Now, he's made good on that investment. Cool Rains watching from Australia. A.J. Brown leads all receivers in the NFL in yards and touchdowns. I know that the national narrative sometimes is not favoring to Philadelphia, but for A.J. Brown to get slept on as much as he's gotten slept on is a crime. He put up crazy numbers with Ryan Tannehill, I understand, outside of Philadelphia. He comes here last year, almost 1,500 receiving yards. He was dominant. And you look at his stature, he's the closest thing, and I've said this ever since the Eagles acquired him. He's the closest thing from a physical profile, physical menace to Terrell Owens that this organization has ever seen. He is a tremendous player who can catch 50-50 balls, contested catches. He can make guys miss. He can break tackles. He has the getaway speed. Sensational player. If you enjoyed today's hot takes, I want you to give me a real one down below. We appreciate you for watching and make sure you subscribe.